Hi guys, here is a simple tutorial on how I achieved this stylish v-neckline bustier part of this dress, which is beginners friendly. Photo credit to Pinterest, that's where I got my inspiration from, and watch to the end to learn the simple method in making this neckline bustier. Subscribe to this channel, like, comment and share with your friends. So guys, to start up with this bustier tutorial, I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into two using my bust circumference in folding. Okay, so here is my shoulder line. Okay, this line here is my shoulder line. Then from my shoulder to my bust point here is 10 inches, to my under bust here is 13 inches, down to my waistline here is 16 inches, and the bustier length here is 18 inches. Can you see that? Then the next thing to do here is to take my shoulder measurement. Okay, and my shoulder measurement here is 16 inches divided by 2 is going to give me 8 inches. Okay, so I'll go ahead and mark my 8 inches point, which is this point here. Then from my marked point, I'll be going down here by 1 inch to mark my shoulder slope, and from my shoulder slope point, I'll be going down here by 7 inches to take my armhole length. So I'll draw a straight line to connect my armhole length point. Then for my front neckline width, I'll be taking 3.5 inches here. Okay, then for my front neckline length, I'll be taking 3 inches here. Okay, you can see I'm using freehand to connect my pattern. So the next thing to do here is to determine how covered I want this stylish neckline bustier to be. Okay, so I'm going to go down here by 7 inches. Okay, then I will also draw a straight line to connect this point. Then after that, I'm going to take my armhole curve. Okay, so for my armhole curve, I'm going to get my armhole midpoint. My armhole midpoint here is 3.5 inches. Then coming over to my armhole line, I'm going to take my bust circumference, and my bust circumference of 35 inches divided by 4 is going to give me 8.8 inches, which is this point here. Okay, then I'm also going to add extra 1.5 inches here. Okay, then at my armhole midpoint here, I'm going to go in here by 0.5 inch, which is this point. Then I'm go ahead and connect my point. Can you see what I'm doing? The next thing to do here is to take my dart. Okay, so for my dart to my waistline here, I'm going to take my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 8 inches divided by 2 is going to give me 4 inches. So I'll mark my 4 inches point at my hemline here. Okay, I'm also going to take my 4 inches at my waistline, which is this line, then up to my under bust line. Okay, so I'll mark 4 inches here. Can you see what I'm doing? Then I'm going to create my dart legs. Okay, from each side of my nipple to nipple line, I'll be taking out 0.5 inch. Okay, I'll take out 0.5 inch from here and 0.5 inch from here. So the total dart space I have here is 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to connect it. Then the next thing to do here is to create the stylish neckline, and to do that, coming over to my shoulder point, to my shoulder line, I'll take 3 inches here. Then coming over to my chest line, so I'll take 2 inches here. Then connect it to my shoulder line here, to my shoulder point here. Can you see what I'm doing? This is for the stylish neckline. Then the next thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to take my basic body measurement. So to my bust line, my bust circumference of 35 inches divided by 4 is going to give me 8.8 inches, which is this point. Then add extra 1.5 inch hemming allowance, which is here. Can you see what I'm doing? Down to my underbust, my underbust circumference here is 30 inches divided by 4 is going to give me 7.5 inches. Okay, so I'll mark my 7.5 inches, then add extra 1.5 inch hemming allowance. Down to my waistline, my waist circumference here is 29 inches divided by 4 is going to give me 7.2 inches, which is this point here. Okay, then I'm also going to add 1.5 inch hemming allowance. Then I will measure what I have here at my waistline. So at my waistline here, what I have here is 8.8 inches. Okay, so I'm going to take it down at my hemline here. Okay, so I'll mark 8.8 inches here. Then I will go ahead and connect my points. So this is all for the front pattern. Then let's go ahead and cut this out. So guys, this, can you see what I have for the front pattern? Okay, then let's go ahead and cut for the back pattern. For the back pattern, I went ahead to fold my fabric, and this line here is for my zipper allowance. Then I took out 1 inch here for my zipper allowance. Okay, then I will be placing the front pattern to map out the back pattern. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? For my back pattern neckline, I'll be going down here by 1.5 inch, which is here. Okay, then I'm going to connect it. So guys, after cutting for the back pattern, the next thing that I'm going to do here for my back pattern is, at my back pattern hemline, I will be going up here by 0.5 inch. You can as well go up by 1 inch. I went ahead to draw a straight line across my marked point, then trim it out just the way you see me doing it here. The next thing to do here is to take my back pattern dart. So I marked 4 inches at my hemline and also at my bustier line, which is my nipple to nipple point. I drew a straight line across the marked point, then took out 0.5 inch from both sides of my marked point, just the way you see me doing it here. Also do well to subscribe, like, comment and share with friends. So guys, this is all for both the front and the back pattern. Can you see what I have here? So guys, after cutting, as you can see here, I've gone ahead to cut out my lining. Okay, can you see my lining? So I will be placing my lining just the way you see me do it here. Then I'll go ahead and pin it up. So guys, after pinning, I'll first of all stitch up my neckline with 0.5 inch, then stitch up the stylish neck bustier to this point, stitch up to this point, then stitch the down hem, okay, with my 0.5 inch. Okay, then the same applies to the back pattern. Can you see my back pattern? Okay, so guys, the same applies to the back pattern. I'll stitch up my zipper space, then stitch up this side with the neckline and also stitch up the hem. Okay, can you see what I have here? So I'll take this now to my sewing machine to stitch this up. Okay, So guys, after stitching, this is what I have. Okay, can you see that? Then I'm going to notch. I'll take my dart length here. So what I have here as my dart length is 4.5 inches. So I'm going to turn this over. So guys, after fixing my lining, this is what I have. Then as you can see, I've already ironed it. Okay, can you see the front? And here is for the back pattern. Okay, can you see the back? Then the next thing to do here is to mark for my dart. Okay, to retake my dart measurements here. Okay, then for my dart, I'm going to mark my nipple to my nipple measurement of 4 inches here. Then the length of my dart here is going to be 4.5 inches, which is this point. After marking my lines, I took out 1/2 inch from both sides as to create my dart legs. Okay, so the marked area is where I'll be fixing my front pattern dart. Okay, so guys, here I've gone ahead to fix my dart. Can you see my back pattern dart? Then I've also gone ahead to fix the zipper. Okay, so this is for the back. Can you see how neat the back came out? Then for the front, can you see my front pattern? I've also gone ahead to fix my dart. Okay, can you see my dart? Then the next thing to do here is I'm going to stitch up or hem up my bustier. Okay, and here I'll go ahead and pin up my bustier. Then I'm going to retake my basic body measurement here. Okay, to my bust line, my bust circumference of 35 inches divided by 2 here is going to give me 17.5 inches. So I'm going to take 17.5 inches point here. Okay, so what I have here remaining is 3 inches, and that 3 inches I'm going to divide it into 2 halves. Okay, so I'll be marking 1.5 inch here, which is this point, and 1.5 inches here. Okay, down to my waistline here, my waist circumference of 29 inches divided by 4 is going to give me 14.5 inches. Okay, so here is my 14.5 inches point. Then what I have here remaining is 1 inch. Okay, so that 1 inch I'm going to divide it into 2 halves. Okay, so I'm going to take 1/2 inch here. I'm going to mark 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch here. Okay, you can as well take your underboard circumference. So my underboard circumference here is 30 inches divided by 2 is going to give me 15 inches. So where is that? Then what I have here is 2 inches. So I'm going to mark 1 inch here and 1 inch here. So guys, I'll be stitching along this marked line here. Okay, then also fix my shoulder, and this will be all for my stylish neckline bustier. Okay, finally guys, this is my end result. You can see how neat and demure my bustier, stylish bustier top came out. Do well to subscribe to this channel, like, comment and share with your friends. And if you have any question regarding to this tutorial, do well to drop it on the comment section. I will be there to attend to you. Thank you guys for watching, and see you on my next video tutorial. Bye.